Alright, there we go. That's a little closer than I want, but that should be okay. Today we'll be pulling off the driver's side door panel. For both the vinyl portion and the metal backing behind it, because those window tracks are really stiff. They still work, but they're really stiff. Let me get around to the driver's side here. There we go. Yeah, the window tracks and cranks, they work, but yeah, they're a little stiff. The door's open and closed just fine. I got to clean up this, so I want to get it all cleaned up. I want to make sure the door locks are working properly. I want to get that window track greased up, and I just got to get it open so I can get the new felt put in for the window and just get the doors prepped, just start getting things prepped up and ready for everything else. Can't really do much else with the frame right now because between jobs, sadly, so I can't get it over to the shop for the welding work because I don't want to spend the money on that if I don't have the money. But I should be back to work about this coming weekend. Because it's a Tuesday right now. Yeah, it's Tuesday right now. Should be back on the road by Monday. So, first thing, this is not how it should be. This has a standard bolt right here holding on the window crank, and that has to come off before anything else. Because you see, the vinyl is, the door latch is on part of the inner metal skin, the vinyl portion. Nothing is blocking this from coming off, except for the door handle, because it's got this extension around it in the handle itself. And this is supposed to have a Phillips screw pen like these, only it has a tapered bottom that sets into there. That's gone. And now it just has a regular, 6-point hex screw, but it's recessed in there and it's impossible to grab now. So I'm going to have to drill that out. The first thing, nearsighted, so look nice and close, get yourself a punch and dent what you're drilling into. There. That gives your drill the ability to stay centered on it and not, when you're drilling, it doesn't go all over the place. It stays right there and it drills it where you want it. Get yourself something to use as cutting oil. Cutting oil is the best, but if not, WD-40 is common and it works pretty well. And for drilling metal, you want cobalt drill bits, not titanium, not black oxide, not strong. If they don't say what they are, they're not anything you want to use. You want cobalt, and they'll usually have, let's see, this one here is just what I picked up. It shows metal and cast iron and inox, I don't know, whatever that is, but cobalt there, and it has those. It does the job so far. They're not the best, they're not the worst. Usually they got like a yellowish coloring to them. Titanium bits, they're usually titanium coated, they're not actually titanium. What you want to do, set the bit on there nice and good. And usually you want to start with a smaller bit and drill a pilot hole, then go up a little bit bigger and drill larger and stage your bits on through. This one, I'm not drilling out all the threads. I'm only drilling off the head. Give yourself a little bit of that oil. You only really need it on the tip, but it's okay. And you want it on slow speed, not high, drill setting, and you really want to put the beef on it. You really want to put some weight to it. It walked. Of course it walked. So, yep. There we go. It bit this time. Not that slow. Get in there a little bit quicker. This drill don't sound too happy. That's not good. It's brand new. There we go, it's getting in there. It's getting in there. If I had a hand or a helper, I'd have him give a little shot of the WD. Drills better that way. Come on. That's a fair amount of drilling there. I am not through it yet. I'm just trying to get the head off of there. I'm just trying to get the head off the bolt. That way I can get the handle off the escutcheon and take a vice grips and get the threads out. There we go. I don't want to drill the handle. Come on. Come on. Hard. Oh, I think I got it. Partially, at least. Alright. Do a little prying on it. The hole is off centered. So, yeah. So far, so good. Well, it's not through enough, but I am through the head of it, at least on the forward side, the back side, relative to the door. Got to get a little bit more on there. Let's give it a little bit more. Getting there. Ooh. Well, I could just drill it until it falls, but I don't want to. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna just do it that way. Now, I don't really have a lot of leverage. I'm standing on the step right now, so I don't have a lot of leverage to put my foot back and lean against, get against something and shove into it too hard. Well, I could grab the door and pull it into me. See if that'll be any better. Our oil. So obviously if you're drilling down, it makes it a lot easier because the oil will stay there. Okay, I think, yeah, I'm well past the bolt. I just missed it that badly. Alright. Looks like I need to go to a bigger drill bit. Didn't quite get it centered. And I gotta go a little bigger. Set that bit aside, I gotta clean it before putting it away. Now, most of your drill bit cases, they come with the tip sticking up. I never like that because when you gotta flip it up, you gotta grab them. And you gotta grab sharp pieces or sharp tips, especially on these, because it's so big. There's no real good place to grab it. It's maybe there, but if you got a real shallow taper, it sucks. So I always flip a few around, so I got something good and round to grab them by. Also, it makes it easier when you're pulling them out. You're not grabbing sharpened blades. It's easy to pull them out of there. And for anyone that's ever worked with metal, well, for anyone that hasn't worked with metal, I don't know the exact speed. I don't know if I'm going too slow or too fast or what. I believe I'm going just a little bit too slow, actually. With metal, you want to drill slower speed than wood. Go on, spider. And ideally, when you're drilling, you'll get out these long, curly cues of metal. That's like the best speed. If you're getting little chunks, you're going too fast. Or too slow. Well, alright then. Good time for an extraction. I don't have any extractors though. Alright, well. That's still intact. I don't have any extractors to pull that out of there. I don't know what I can do with what I have to get that out of there. So, let's see. I don't have any way of getting that out of there really. I could probably like stick the bit in there and tweak and bend it over like that and then kind of pull on it, but drill bits are very, very high hardened metal. They're not flexible at all, which means they'll just snap. That's why they snap very easily. Whereas other metal, like screwdrivers and all sorts of other things, they'll usually bend before they snap. I mean, drill bits do bend, but nowhere near as much as other pieces of metal. So this is when an extractor would be good. I don't have an extractor. So I gotta do some finagling. Do I have a big screwdriver in here? I do not. I don't know where my big chunky screwdriver went. I had this box for years. Normally it keeps it better, but or normally I keep it better, but things, life. Alright, well, I don't have an extractor. Let's see if I can. That's actually a touch too big. That's actually just a touch too big. Maybe I can do something with this now, eh? No. Can't hook it in there. Nothing for me to grab onto. So yeah. I got nothing I can do with this right now. So, go to the passenger side. Let us get over to the passenger side, because that does indeed... Oh, you slipped. It already has the vinyl off of there. Get a drink. I can hear so much traffic because, you know, road's right in front of me. Okay, there we go. Now, I don't know where I could put this camera and be able to see the door. Do something like this. Alright, let me get in there. Oh boy. Oh, hell. What is secured? Yep, such is the life. You say get a tripod thing. No, it's just not in the cards right yet. Okay, that'll work. All right, cool. All right, pardon my butt. Ooh, right, the exhaust stack is not attached. All right. Before I got the vinyl off this one, as you can see, it just had a regular bolt, same as that one, but this one wasn't sunken in, so I was able to pull it off. Right here. Just got a bolt there. And the shaft that the window crank slides over has these two flat spots, and on the inside of the window crank it's got that slot as well, so it slides over it, so it grabs it real nicely. And I see this big cap here. I wonder if that's an access cap for like maybe the connection right here for the door lock knob. Everything works nice. Well, it works okay, not nice, it works okay, but yeah, it's really dried up in here. I gotta pull it off, get it greased up and everything. Now the questions I don't know is if this door skin, if this door latch, if I pull the skin out, will have enough room for me to reach into there and pull the rods, disconnect the rods from it, because there are rods that connect all the latches and everything together. Or if I have to drill out these rivets. I really don't want to drill out the rivets, so I'm hoping it can stay there and I can reach in behind it and undo it. I'll have to undo the 4 bolts for the limiter, so which means I'll have to be careful that I don't smash into the mirror and break the mirror or, you know, tear up anything else. So without further ado, let me grab the screwdrivers. Phillips all the way around, except for the limiter. Additionally, if I remember correctly, last time I was messing with this, it was had to get me what's it called? Impact driver. That's right. Had to get the impact driver. These are awesome tools. Anybody that works on old vintage motorcycles, especially like the Hondas and things like that with the aluminum cases, they have, you know, actual Phillips head screws holding them together. They know exactly how valuable that tool is. And I got one. Oh, actually, let me. Okay. Oh, nope. No, that don't want to. Oh, that's turning a little bit. Okay. Be gentle with, or not gentle with it, but take your time. Have patience. Oh, there we go. It's coming loose. It's coming. Yep, it's coming. Oh, okay. That's pretty tight. Usually, applying penetrating oil is what you want to do before starting on such a task, because this area is subjected to a fair amount of water through the window. You want these screws, bolts, and anything else like that loosened up. Okay, especially at the bottom of the door, because all the moisture, your feet and everything are down there. I don't know what those screws are for, but everything gets the oil. Now, contrary to popular belief, here's a bit of trivia for you, although most people know it by now, but everyone's got to learn it sometime. WD-40 is not meant for stuff like this. Not really an oil. It is Water Displacement Formula 40. That's what WD-40 stands for. Let's see what we got here. Yep, that's what I figured. Just a little access cap. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we got the rods right here moving. Yeah, I can disconnect the lock right there. I got two more caps up here, probably for similar. Looks like you've been off a time or few. A couple of them bent over. That up. That's all that is. Just a bunch of little teeth. Put that one back up. There we go. This one back up as well. Alright. This one back up. And one more. There we go. Much better. Bring these teeth back up. They're not all messed up. There we go. That's something. Now, I don't know how much of a help that's going to be. Well, I can do this now. Do all that in there. Just get a little bit of everything. Now let's recontinue. Oh, my WD. Now really, you want to take the top ones out last, because if you take out the top ones first and you can work your way down, then everything's held down by the bottom and it's kind of wobbling around, it can damage it. So if you take them out down from the bottom up, even if you start up here but you go down, around, and up, all the top ones keep it in place, and then the panel just hangs and everything's happy that way. You don't have to worry about it like trying to fold over from here. Now, unique, there are definitely going to be situations where you're going to want to do it the other way around, depending on what you're working with and how it's set up. Ooh, I need my container. Okay, that screws good. Let me grab my container. Here we go. Tostitos. Tostitos chunky salsa. Mild. Have a container for all your screws. Don't just like leave them sitting on the floor. Talk to people, have your family, friends, or just restaurants or anywhere. Say, hey, you got containers and butter and anything. Put your stuff in. I can't remember if I loosened these or not. That came out way too easy. These are coming right off. I wonder if I'd already undid those and then just forgot. Oh, that one's tight. Okay, I'll come back to that. Taking off what I can. I'll come back to the tight ones with the impact driver. That one's stripped. That one feels like it had a clip that's holding it on rather than threading into the door. And the clip is wrapped around, but the head is stripped. That one's corroded. Looks like I'm going to need to drill out these. Yeah. Yep. The bottom ones. Oh boy, no. No good. Nope. Don't want to come out. Oh, nope. Those don't want to come out. The flat tip. What the hell is that flat tip doing in here? Now, a very good note, there is a brand of screwdrivers with the flat tips. The tip of have actually been ground properly flat. And that's significant because it's a flat tip. You see this at all. Yeah, I don't know if you can. It goes from the shaft to the tip of the steady, if they just grind it flat all the way up. The flat ground screwdrivers, the very tip of them, they grind straight down flat and then they taper. So the tip is actually properly flat. So you can slot it into a deeper slot and it stays bit very well. Highly recommend getting a set of those if you don't have them already. The reason why I don't have them, well, I'm okay with what I got. And I'm not at the spending extra money stage for fancy stuff. Unless I need the fancy stuff. I got myself an impact driver, but I need one of those. So, all right, let me get up in here. Pressure on there. Oh, tick. There we go. This is the big reason why things have more and more become Torx drivers rather. Hope it doesn't shift the view. But Torx drivers are becoming more dominant over Phillips head. Because with a Phillips, you got to push it in to take it out. And that's nonsense. That's ridiculous. I mean, why would anyone do that? Well, that's how you got to do it. So, okay, that one popped. Just silly. I can do the other trick. I don't have a wrench that I can do it with. No, I don't. It's being used currently. Dang it. I pooched myself. There's another thing you can do with screwdrivers. And it's really useful. Get this out of here. Nope, not even that one. This one maybe? That one's too big. That one's too small. This one's too big. This one just right. Maybe. Nope, that one don't fit either. God dang it. Well, anyway, the trick is that with some screwdrivers, some wrenches, you can slide them over each other like that, and then you can turn the screwdriver. Well, that does work. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dang close. That'll probably strip it. The idea is then you can put the leverage on there, leverage to it. You can take it off a lot easier. That way you don't have to worry about, that way you can just really put the weight on it and turn it rather than trying to turn it by hand. It just makes it a lot easier. Highly recommended. Yeah, that's no good. That one's too big. I do not have an appropriate wrench for it. I do not. Probably need a metric one. Now let me make sure your view is still decent. Oh boy. Oop, mind the crotch shot. There you go. Cool. You're still good. I was worried about it because I was pushing on the tank. So I got pretty much all the screws along the bottom that hold the panel on are going to be, may have to be drilled out because they're either already stripped, rusted out, or like this one's moving, that bit, this one right here. But when I try to get on it, oh, I think it did move. Yeah, it's moving, okay. This one's coming out. or it just destroyed its clasp. Well, it came out. Cool. Alright, there's one at least. Alright. Nope, that hasn't. Little script. See if I can get this again. No, it is. Nope, that is stripped out. Only the ones at the bottom. All the rest of the ones up the side. Yeah, they're all out. Nice. So let's get them bottom ones out. Once I get these bottom ones out, I'll be able to open the panel just a little bit and look behind it, because I got these 2 screws here, and then 2 more down here at the bottom. And another one over here. Imagine those hold on the structure for the window crank and maybe the door latch or something, I'm not sure, but at least the window crank is probably held on by these 4/5. Time to get the drill. Drill these out. Alright, drill the bit and the case. Now these, you don't need to worry about center punching, really, because I already got a natural center punch with the Phillips step in there. And I don't need a bit that big. I can go to a smaller one. I'll go back to the one I was using before. Because you don't need to drill off the entire head, you just need to break the head where it connects to the rest of the shaft. Center it, get your some good support, get the weight on it, and drill. There we go, some curlies on that one. Just a touch more. Almost there. Oh, what did I do? Something gave. I think it might have been the mirror. Now let's see if we can pop it with a screwdriver and a hammer. Should use a chisel with this, but I don't have one. Come on, you. Set it behind it. Nope. Didn't drill it enough. Okay. That's okay. There we go. That popped. So now the pain is that I have to get an extractor. Well, so I can extract all these that I'm about to drill out. Yeah, well, shoot. Now I got the tip. That ring caught on the tip of the bit up there. So, yay. Where are my pliers? They are inside. I can use these though. Come on, you. Yeah. There's that one. There's that one. Go to number 2. Number 2. Oh, I destroyed that one. Destroyed that one hard. Alright then. I may want to rethink this. I just punched the crap out of that all the way through. Look how deep that went. That went right into the door, so that one is toast. Not the screw, I mean that's gone too, but the door threads. Maybe I want to use something much smaller. Maybe I want to use something about the size of the threads like I tried to do over there, and then just drill it down to the head. Because I don't want to destroy my door going all the way around. I'll set that aside. I gotta clean that. Okay. Ooh. That right there. That's a little bit too big. Put that in. Don't like grabbing them by the threads. Or by the there. Oh, let's see. 532. That might be a little bit too big yet. Yeah. Just a touch too big. Let's go just a little bit smaller. 1/8. That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be adequate. Now, I'm thinking about it. The one I just punched all the way through might have already been roached inside the door. Because, you know, why else would it have gone all the way through like that? Now, when you're starting to drill on these screw heads like these, you want to start slow because you got the however many prong way is a 4 or 6 or flat tip or whatever, that the tip of the drill bit is hitting the metal and banging against it. It's not just cutting smoothly into metal, it's going bang, 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 bang. And if you go too fast with it, it'll either bite and then twist it and bang you and hurt you, or it'll just snap the bit, even if you got it lined up right well. So I'm going to have to start leaning up this way, probably blocking your view. Oh yeah. Small bits, you really got to be careful, centered with them really well. They're very easy to break. All through that. See, how deep am I? Not deep enough. This is also typically the way with rivets. Oh, that sucked. I don't want to damage the door. That's what I do. Oh, yeah. See if it's down enough. There it goes. See, there we go. That's much better. Still got a little bit of the shaft there. Now I don't have the head's gone. Not gonna bother looking for it right now. Use the exhaust stack. Let's get a little bit more wetness on there. Come on. That one. This one over here. Yep, you don't need much, because most of it's gone. It'll fly the way anyway. In a good position on this. Getting in deeper, bad position. There we go. Oh, that's nice. I know you couldn't see them. I was getting long pigtails off there, long springies. That's good. Now, how you can measure the depth is that when you got a screw on there, grab one of these out of here. When you're drilling into the screw, it'll work its way into it. And once it's set into the screw, put your fingernail against the bit with the top of your fingernail right up against the screw like that. And when you pull the bit out, shoot. Oh no. There we go. You set your fingernail against the bit and slide it up until you hit the head of the screw, or whatever you're drilling, and when you pull it out, I can set it next to it on the door panel and see if my fingernail reaches the head of the screw when I'm next to it, or if I'm still got a ways to go, or if I'm past it. That way I can check the depth of the bit going into the screw head rather. If you got what I'm saying. Not the best explanation, but yeah, set my fingernail against it. Pull the bit out. Oh yeah, definitely past the head of the bit, or head of the screw. Set that down. Get your chisel, or hammer. All right, there we go. That's exactly perfect. That's nice. Hey, and that's what I'm doing there. I'm drilling out just the head. This is what I wanted to do over there on the window crank, and this is what I'm doing here. I'm not drilling out the whole thing. I'm drilling out just the head, but I'm not getting into the threads either. That way the threads on the door, on the frame of the door, are preserved, at least in principle. Be reattached, replaced, but anyway, that's what I'm trying to do here. That's perfect. And I'm not center punching it to center the bit. I'm using the hole of where the Phillips goes, the cut in the drill, in the screw itself, to center the bit for me. Start slow and then speed up. Now this one I can't get a good position on at all. This might take a bit. I'd leave my other hand open for touching foil. Now this one is really important, is a really good way, at least for me, to remind myself, though I'm always reminded of it, is that, especially with small bits, because they're so easy to break, you can't just push on the drill, because the pressure is here to stop it, but you're pushing down here, so it actually does this, direction of thrust. You're being resisted here, but you're pushing here, so you're going to twist it down and snap that bit. So when you're pushing, you have to actually force your hand to do this. You actually have to push like this to keep it straight. That's why it's so good to be able to put your other hand on there. That way this hand puts the pressure on it, and this one just gives the control. One hand for pressure, one hand for control. Just like a different kind of gun. One for grip, one for control. But I'm right up against the door jamb here, and I don't have any good leverage for anything, so I have no way of getting into it to get that pressure on it. That just means a lot more drilling and a lot more careful. It is drilling, just slowly. There we go. My shoulder into the jam there. There we go. Trying to set my arm back against the exhaust stack, but it moves. Should be good. And the exhaust stack, because the rubber up top that attaches it to the top of the cab is deteriorated away, It's only held on down below and with a bungee cord, so it kind of shifts around. So I can't use it as a point of leverage. Next one's probably going to really suck because it's even farther in there. And that one good. Far enough in. Excellent. One more. And I gave it a little pry back here, but it's still pretty snug to the door, this panel. So I imagine these screws are giving it a lot of this panel a lot of rigidity, because it's probably the track for the door window crank. That's some quality stuff there. Modern vehicles like my Freightliner, my 89 and 87, they just got like the window crank down here, and they have, I think, 3 or 4 screws around the crank, and that's everything. All of it's attached right there, so it's easy to bend. It gives a lot of bend and flex. The whole door bends and flexes a lot more. This looks like it adds rigidity to the door structure. And if you've driven old Freightliners, you know how floppy them doors are after a while, especially with some door mirrors. That's nice. This thing's got cab-mounted mirrors. That'll allow me to see a lot better. All right. Let's put the drill pinky drive that trigger. I'll get in there. Right now with this one, it's so far up there, right on the inside of the door. It might be enough. But my arm is at an angle getting up in there, and I can't get close to it because that's where the floor is. The floor is there. Now, if I'm in the truck laying down, I might have a little bit better leverage, but everything else in the stick is in the way, the driver's seat, the tank is in the way. And now outside the truck, I got the fuel tank pushing me way out here as well. So that's why I can't get right up on it. But that was enough. Excellent. All right. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Let us take a look behind here. Yeah. That's nice. Nice. All right. Want to see behind the door? I bet y'all do. That's why you're here. 42 minutes. I'm going to run out of time soon. Look at that. There's the lower latch for outside. And that's a chain. That chain is what pulls the window up and down. See that really bright shiny that goes to the black right there in the middle? That looks like the felt. That's the track for the window. So it looks like the window track is actually part of the door structure, and it's just on this panel. Those 2 screws there are just responsible for the gearing, for the chain to bring it up and down. That's pretty good. All right. And plus, these doors are a hell of a lot stiffer than Freightliner because they got this rib all the way around the whole door, all the way up and around. These bulkhead doors. These old Kenworth doors, they're real rigid. Unlike Freightliner, be like, whoa, 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 and this one's like, nah, that's stay rigid. So, I'm actually going to cut it here. That way it doesn't cut out in the middle of it unexpectedly. And I'm going to pull that off. That's the limiting anchor to prevent the door from opening too far and smashing your mirror. Because, that wouldn't be good. It's right there already. And I'll look into that, and once I get the panel off, I'll bring you back once I get that panel off for the next video and take a look at all the workings for the window crank. And we'll see what we need to do with it. If there's any problems or if it just needs a good cleaning. There you go. Next step, taping up this jar with the label, just like the rest of these. See, I got a little butter container, a 75 Kenworth lw924, because I got multiple projects. This is actually one of 4, technically. Passenger door card, screws with crank and escutcheon. You look in there and, oh my, there's the crank, there's the escutcheon, and all the screws behind it. They held down the vinyl part of the door. Now I may just add these and everything to that jar, or I may add that jar to this container. Professionally, everything goes in its own thing. They would not be mixed, but, well, it's just me. It's already a little deformed from being there into the heat. Then I got a couple extra empties right there, and that one's got other stuff in it, so. All right. Thank you for coming around. That'll be the first thing I'm doing when I get some extra money to spend, is either get a new tank or just patch it down there. I'll look into tank prices, and I'll come back till I gotta make another video on that, because I gotta pull all the air lines off the bottom of the tank, then slap a new one in, or again patch it. I mean, new one regardless, but just depends on cost and availability. But for just getting down to the shop, I may just patch it, and I'll have a video for that, getting all those lines pulled off and taken care of, and then get down to the shop, get the welding done. Then the welding's going to be on the back of the frame, and that's why I want to get it done, because that way I can, once the welding's down there, because it's going to be clean metal, get the Por 15 rust inhibitor and get that sealed up, and I can do start the painting on it, and then I can get it down to the other place where I'm actually going to paint the rest of it and get it broken down, like get all the mirrors off there, the air cans, fenders, hood, get all this stuff off of there. I mean, it's not going to be 100% restoration. It's just pulling the major parts off. You know, the air, I can't paint behind it very well, or even scrub it down behind the air cleaner, because the cleaner's in the way. So I'll be doing all that. Getting down on the frame up in there. Yeah, all that. What I can reach, basically. Won't be a complete restoration, just a partial, but it'll be a hell of a lot better than it is now. So, I'll see you then. Good day on the door. Bright.